Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer, and today I want to talk on kind of a touchy subject that nobody really talks about much until it happens to them. And I want to just put this message out there to let people know that this is something that happens and to just be aware. So what I want to talk about today is miscarriage. I know it's a hard subject to talk about, especially if you have gone through it, then you know how hard it is. But I want to tell you guys that my experience with miscarriage. Okay, so I got married at 18 years old. Didn't really know what I was doing, didn't know the person I was marrying really. And I felt so lonely and alone that I thought, in my child brain, I thought if I had a child, that it would be somebody to always love me and always be there. Okay, so that was my thought process then. And I begged my husband, please, let's have a baby, let's get pregnant. So what happens? I get pregnant, and then things were stressful in my life. They were so stressful. I was pretty much homeless with my husband. We were kind of like staying wherever we could at the time. And it got so bad to the point where he had to call his mother and get us plane tickets out of Alaska, because we met in Alaska. That's where I'm from. He's from where I live now. And so he called his mom. She got us plane tickets, both of us plane tickets, to go and move down to Virginia. And so that's what we did. I was about 2 months pregnant when we left. And when we got here to Virginia, we started to fight a lot because we didn't know each other when we got married. We had known each other for 1 month, and then we got married. And so when you start to find out about who a person is, you either like them or you don't. And we didn't like each other, so we fought constantly. And then on top of that, his family dynamic was very different from mine, and very different from anything I had ever experienced. So it was really intense for me to try to integrate into that. And so it just got too much for me, and I started to isolate myself. And then one day, I was about 3.5 months pregnant. I started to bleed heavily. And I just knew right then, my heart sank, and I just cried because I knew I was having a miscarriage. And at the time, nobody told me that miscarriage, especially when you're young, and especially if it's your first child, you have a high chance of miscarrying. It's just a thing. You have a very high chance to miscarry when it's your first child and you're young. And I did not know that. But you can also have a miscarriage, anytime. Like, it could be your third child, your second child, your first. But it just happens. And I was so shocked because I was like wondering what I did wrong. And I know that is a thought process that all mothers go through. When this happens to us, we think that we did something wrong and there was maybe something we could have done differently. But that's not what it is. You didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong to cause this miscarriage. It just happened. It was meant to be that way. That was the way it was supposed to be. But see, this miscarriage haunts me still because of the way it all happened. Okay. So I go to the hospital and I tell them I am almost 4 months pregnant and I'm bleeding and I'm cramping. Please let me see a doctor. So I go back into the room. They tell me, yes, you're having a miscarriage. My water breaks. When I stood up to go to the bathroom, my water broke. And it gushed all over everything, all over the floor. And then I run to the bathroom and I sit down, and I could feel the baby coming out of me. I could feel it. I was too terrified to look because my memory works on mental images. It doesn't work on, you know, I can see, once I see something, I can't unsee it. So that was my thought process. I was like, if I see this child right now, I will never be able to get it out of my mind, the image. And I didn't want to hold that image in my mind, a gruesome image of the child coming out of me and into the toilet. Now, what I did next, it still haunts me to this day, very much so. And I feel so much guilt over this. And I just want to put it out there to let other mothers know that you don't have to hold on to this guilt. And I want to get rid of this guilt. Because I've got 3 happy children now who are wonderful and they're great. And I need to focus on them and not what happened. Now, I'm too afraid to look. I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out on the toilet. And the baby comes out fully. And what I did, it haunts me, guys, and I feel terrible what I did. I wish I didn't do it. But I was so scared to look into the toilet, and I was so scared to see that image that I just flushed the toilet. I flushed my baby down the toilet. Now, it wasn't really a baby because it was very, very early in my pregnancy. The baby had died in my stomach at 3 months on the dot. But I did not pass the baby until I was about 4 weeks along. 4 months, I'm sorry, not 4 weeks. 4 months along. I didn't pass the baby until a month later. So imagine going through your pregnancy thinking you're pregnant and all along the baby is inside your stomach dead. It was a horrific experience. And I just want to let other people know that you're not alone when going through this. This happens to so many people. So many people. And you don't have to feel guilt over it. And you don't have to feel like it's your fault. And you could have done something to change the outcome. Because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And nothing you do is going to change that outcome. So I just wanted to put this message out there for other women, other mothers, other girls who are wanting to have children. Just be aware. Don't tell people you're pregnant until your 2nd trimester. Don't get excited about the baby until your 2nd trimester. Until you know that you're out of the clear. Until the baby's good, you know. That's why people wait to tell people that they're pregnant, you know. Because they want to make sure that they don't have a miscarriage. And they don't end up running into problems with the pregnancy. And so I hope this brings a little bit of light to people. And to let you know that you're not alone when you go through things like this. Because it is very common. It's just something that we don't talk about as a society, and we should open this discussion. So if you know anybody who has gone through this, or if you have gone through this yourself, put it down in the comments if you feel comfortable, and we can talk about it, and I can help you if you want me to. I'm here for you guys, and I love you guys very much, and I appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel. I hope you're enjoying my content. If you would like to see a specific video from me, you are more than welcome to put it down in the comments and let me know what you want to see from me. But until next time, you guys, I love you very much and have a great day. Bye, guys.